What's going on, everybody? We are back with another video for you guys. Today we're doing NFL Week 4 predictions. So starting with, as we know, the Week 4 Thursday night football game has already been played. You guys probably already know the result of that. So the Saints and the Lions play, and I do think the Saints will win this one pretty easily. I think it's going to be pretty much a blowout. I think Michael Thomas will be back, but I'm not sure. But I do think the Saints will end up winning. Now, with the Chargers and Buccaneers, I think this is actually a pretty good matchup, and I think the Chargers will come out and have a upset. But I think it's going to be close, and by like a field goal potentially. But I think the Chargers could end up upsetting the Buccaneers. Now with the Jaguars and Bengals, I think the Jaguars are going to win this one. The Jaguars have a unexpected rookie star in Robinson. The Bengals obviously have Joe Burrow, but he is not doing too well. And Cincinnati, they obviously tied last week, and if they play like they have the past few weeks, I think the Jags will end up winning. And so now with the Vikings and Texans, I think the Texans will win this one. It's another great matchup. Two teams that were not both went to the playoffs, but are all both 0-3. I think that the Vikings have a better running or rushing team, but the Texans are a better passing. But I think the Vikings have overall a better team. But you just can't stop the Texans defense, especially with J.J. Watt, and so I do think the Texans will end up winning. Moving on to the Seahawks and Dolphins, I think the Seahawks will win this one, no doubt. Could this lead to Tua having a few snaps? I think that's a possibility, but I do think that Seattle will end up winning this easily, and Fitzpatrick's going to be in some trouble. Now, with the Browns and Cowboys, I think the Cowboys will win this one. Battle of the not mediocre teams, I'd say. Browns been surprisingly better than we thought. Cowboys obviously doing worse than we thought, even with all that new talent. Dak Prescott trying to earn a contract or a long-term contract, and Zeke obviously being one of the best running backs in the league, and even with CeeDee Lamb, one of the best prospects coming out of the draft last year. So this is going to be a pretty good game, but I think the Cowboys will end up winning. But I've been saying this pretty much all year, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys got upset here. Now with the Cardinals and Panthers, I think this is a pretty. Actually, I think the Cardinals have the edge over the Panthers here. Christian McCaffrey, they're nothing without Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey is just like a whole different. He's not even human. He just does so much for the Panthers, carries the team, and without him, they're just garbage. There's nothing else to it. Obviously, Teddy Bridgewater, he's decent. I have to give it to him. He's doing the best he can, but he just doesn't have any great weapons now that Christian McCaffrey's gone. So, Cardinals obviously D Hop and Patrick and Kyler Murray. So the Cardinals have the edge over the Panthers by a long shot. Now with the Colts and Bears, I think the Colts. No, I think the Bears, now that they have Foles as the starting quarterback, I think the Bears will end up winning this. Colts have Philip Rivers. He's just not a very mobile quarterback, and the Bears, obviously Nick Foles coming in starting. I think the Bears just have a new, fresh slate, and I honestly have no idea why they started Trubisky in the first place, but now that we have, I think now that Foles is starter, I think they'll do a lot better. Now with the Ravens in Washington, Ravens, Ravens all the way. I think Washington has a great defensive line, but Ravens just Lamar Jackson's unstoppable. You can't even with the best defense in the league will not can't stop him. So I think the Ravens will end up winning. And does this mean that the Washington football team tanks for Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields? Maybe. Dwayne Haskins is not good. He's not good at all. So I have to go with the Ravens. Now with the Giants and Rams all the way. No hesitation. They've got Daniel Jones. He's a decent, but he's like Teddy Bridgewater. They're like mediocre quarterbacks. But the Rams, obviously, their defense is crazy good. Jared Goff, he's doing better than he did last year. I'll give it to him. And Aaron Darnold, or Donald, sorry, not Darnold. Donald is crazy good too. So probably the best defensive player in the league. But I think the Rams will win. And Patriots and Chiefs, their game's canceled. So Bills and Raiders, I have to go with the Bills here, but I think the Raiders will give them a good fight. Josh Allen has been crazy good, has been shown he can do so much. Could he potentially win either MVP? Who I don't think we should go that far, but I think he could potentially win comeback player of the year. Potentially, depends how you view his performance last year. But I think the Bills will end up winning this one. Josh Allen has put up so many great just great stats and numbers, and it's just crazy. So Bills here. Now with the Eagles and 49ers, even though Jimmy Garoppolo's down, I think Raheem Mostert will play. And Nick Bosa, this 49ers team has been hit the worst this season with injuries. And they lost their best defensive player, who was the rookie of the year last year. And they're just even though they even though they won last week, I think they can what am I trying to say here? I think the 49ers are a great team even without Bosa and Garoppolo, so I think it's going to be a pretty easy win for the 49ers. Now with the Falcons and Packers, I think this is a lot of people would say this is going to be close, but I think the Packers will end up winning this by at least 2 touchdowns, and I think it's going to be a pretty interesting game. Obviously, Monday Night Football, but I think Aaron Rodgers, you just can't stop him. With the combination of Aaron Jones too, and like if he's going to play because I think he's hurt, but we'll see. But I think the Packers will win this one. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, and check out our website. The link is in the description. Thank you.